2.5, apply the distributive property. So, the phrase that my teacher used to always use was to be the rainbow. Because we take whatever's outside the parentheses and multiply it by what's inside. So if you had something like A times B plus C, then the reason we did the be the rainbow is because you multiplied each piece, and so it kind of looks like a little mini rainbow. So they would be equal to A times B plus A times C. And if it was written instead B plus C times A, then you're just doing it backwards, but still doing the same thing. That would just be A times B plus A times C, so it would still end up being the same. And some of these problems may have like a distributive, and then they may also say like plus 11 at the end. And so we would want to go and add that in afterwards. So let's go ahead and look at some examples. I feel like I'm really close to this. I'm going to like knock my head off. Number 6, 8 times y plus 2. So we're multiplying to both. So 8 times y is just 8y plus 8 times 2 is 16. Number 8, n plus 6 times 3. What would this one be?
3 times 6n, and then 6 times 3, which would equal 18.
Yep. Right, let's see, number 10. Negative 4 times q minus 4. So what would I do with this one? Or what would I get?
Q, negative 4 times q.
Okay.
And then 4 times 4, and then negative 4 times 4 equals negative, would it be negative 16?
Well, so both of these are negative.
Okay.
So we've got a negative here and a negative here. So two negatives when we multiply them becomes what?
It's positive.
Yep. Positive and 16. Let's see, 12. S minus 9 times 9. So what would this be?
9 times s, and then 9 times 9, which is 81, and there's a negative, so negative 81.
Yep. Minus 81. Then 14, we got negative w times 2w plus 7. That's what I have for this one.
Negative w times 2w.
What's that going to give me? So it'll be negative 2w squared, because the w times w is going to make that squared.
And then negative w times 7 would be negative 7w.
Yep. Let's see, 16. Got 3y times y minus 6. What would I get for this one?
Probably 3y to the power -18.
Don't forget the y that goes with it.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. 3y squared minus 18y. Let's see, 18 negative 3 over 4 times p minus 1. So even though this is a fraction, we're going to treat it the same way we've been treating the other numbers, okay? If it would happen to be something that cancels, we can obviously reduce and cancel. This one is not going to do that. So what do I get here with this one?
Negative 3 over 4 times p was b. Negative 3 over 4 p. And then negative 3 and then 3 over 4 times 1, which would be the same. Negative. Oh, it would be. It's not negative. So that would be the same number.
Yep. So yeah, just watch the signs with these ones when they mix them up on you. All right, and then the last one of that type, number 20, 5 over 6 r times r minus 1. What is this one going to be?
5 over 6 times r, which would be 5 over 6 r squared.
Yep.
And then 5 over 6 times 1, negative 1, which would be negative 5 over 6.
Don't forget this.
R.
It's attached to it, yeah. Minus 5 over 6r. Cool. All right, so then the other part of this section is to simplify the expression, meaning combine like terms. Okay, so we can only add things together that look the same. Okay, so if they have the same variable, we can add them together, but the variable also has to be raised to the same power. So if we had like these two here, we could not add these together because they do, despite the fact they have the same variable, they don't have the same power. Okay, so we are going to look at a few of those. So 28, we have 7x plus negative 11x. So when we do this, okay, we're going to treat the numbers in front of them because they both have the same variable raised to the same power. So these are considered like terms, okay? So we can combine them. So we're going to look at just the numbers in front. The end result is going to still have an x with it. So we just need to look at the 7 plus the negative 11 or 7 minus 11. So what would that be?
It'd be 7 minus 11x. Well, times 7x.
So you're just subtracting these numbers. We're not multiplying right now.
Okay. Is that
So just ignore the x's, just look at the numbers. So pretend that this is just 7 minus 11. What would that give you?
-4?
-4, and then we just throw an x on it.
Okay.
Because it already had the x with it. So if they already have the x's aren't going to like go away. They're going to stay there. It's just the numbers in front that are changing. 30. 5 plus 2n plus 2. So we can only combine things that look the same. Okay, so there's only one number with a variable, so we're not going to do anything with that one. Okay, but the other numbers that are just numbers, we're going to combine those. Okay, so we're going to add those together. So if we add those together, what do we get?
7.
So we would have 7 plus 2n, and it doesn't matter which order you write them in. Either way is fine. So you could have that, or you could have 2n plus 7. They both are the same thing. So either one is fine. This next one is going to be kind of a two-step combining the beginning of this section and then with this stuff. So we've got 32, 3 times 2 minus c minus c. So I need to distribute first. Okay, so I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to subtract c afterwards. So let's just multiply this, and then we'll copy this over. So what does this give you?
6.
Yep, minus 3c, and then we just copy this over, so minus c. So now I have two terms that have c's with them. Okay, there is an imaginary 1 here. Okay, so the 6 is gonna just get copied down because it doesn't have another friend. Okay, negative 3c minus 1c is what? I have hiccups.
2c.
So they're both negative, so what do we do with the numbers?
Oh, add them.
So it'll be negative 4c. So when they're the same sign, we add them and we keep the sign that's on them. All right, let's see, 34. We've got 15t minus, and then in parentheses, t minus 4. So this one is a little bit different because there's not a number directly, well, I say there's not a number directly in front. You don't see a visible number in front, okay? But this is an imaginary negative 1 here that we're going to be distributing, okay? So we'll have negative 1 going to both of those. So we can copy down the 15t, or I'll copy it over here, 15t. Then I have this negative 1 being distributed, so what is that going to give me?
Negative t. And then 4.
Yep, plus 4.
Plus 4.
Yep, because negative and negative, so it's going to give us the plus. So now, my t's, they have a friend. Okay, so 15t minus t would be what?
14.
Yep.
14t.
14t, and then the 4 doesn't have a buddy, so we just copy it down. Okay, so remember when we have this negative here, that's like negative 1. So that's why we did 15 minus 1, and then we just keep the t with it. Let's see, 36. Negative 6 times v plus 1 plus v. So what do I need to do first?
Distribute.
Yep, so I'm going to distribute, and what is that going to give me?
Negative
And then copy down this last plus v that's outside. Okay, so -6 does not have a buddy with it. Okay, it doesn't have his friend. So we can just copy it down. Then I've got -6v plus v. Okay, so they have opposite signs. Okay, opposite signs means I'm going to do what? Subtract, and I'm going to keep which sign? The bigger number. So -6 plus 1v, or well, -6v plus 1v, what is that going to end up giving me then? So you got to subtract.
So 5v.
Yep, and then the sign of this one, so it'll be -5v. All right, and then the last one, number 38, we've got 6 times 5 minus z plus 2z. So what do I do first?
Distribute.
What is that going to give you?
6 times 5 is 30, and then 6 times z is 6z. Oh, negative.
Yep. -6z, and then we're going to add the 2z to the end. So 30 does not have a friend, so we copy him down. Then I've got -6z plus 2z. What is that going to be?
4z.
What sign's going on it?
Negative.
Negative. Yep. So yeah, always check the sign that goes on them when you're combining them. So, any questions about these ones? All right, so homework, which is not technically due till Friday, so if you don't finish today, you have time. 5 through 19 odd, and 29 through 39 odd.